be a part of. But gradually, because we are losing out in the part of consecration, we put our mouth in every discussion that does not concern us. And oftentimes we offend God. I remember one story that happened, that Hagin was sharing an instance that happened. He said he walked into the company of some pastors who were discussing another minister, who were gossiping another minister. And he just put his mouth to say something. He didn't say what was good or what was bad. He was just kind of neutral. And when he got back to his hotel, the Lord asked him, "Who are you to condemn my servant? If you were to be in the same shoe as he is, you may have done worse. Now you have played into the hand of the devil." And the next thing he just suffered a domestic accident and broke his ankle. And the Lord came again to him and said, "You played into the hand of the devil." You know what? When he repented and prayed over the matter, he didn't go to hospital. God healed him instantly. Instantly, the Lord healed him. And that was a sign of warning. You see, there are things we will begin to lose in our life. There are convictions we'll begin to lose in our life. Listen, there are convictions that we'll begin to lose in our life when we don't consecrate. So what is consecration? As I bring it to a close, because I won't stand one day to finish it. What is consecration? The word consecration is from the Greek word hagiasmos and from the Hebrew word kadosh, which means to be set apart. Which means to be set apart. Oftentimes we say equipment in the church or temple stuff are set apart for a holy use. In other words, they are consecrated unto God. Once a thing is consecrated unto God, it's no longer for common use and for public use. You have been consecrated unto God. You are no longer for public use. Your life is no longer for public use. You have been consecrated unto God. You are the consecrated of the Lord. The Lord had chosen you for himself. You are a precious prized possession of God. That's who you are. That's who you are. He bought you with a price. He paid for you with a price, and not just a cheap price, not even with silver and gold, but with the precious blood of Jesus. You have been redeemed, ransomed out of this world. So you have been set apart. In the book of 1 Peter, I think chapter 2, it tells us, "For you are a holy nation. You are a royal priesthood. You are a peculiar people, chosen out of this world." So you have been consecrated. You have been bought over. Look at it. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who had called you out. You see that? You have been called out. Say to yourself, "I've been called out." Come on, let me hear you. Say, "I've been called out of darkness. I've been called out of sickness. I've been called out of sin. I've been called out of poverty." Come on, say that. "I've been called out of poverty. I've been called out from lack." That, you see, so you'll be called out of darkness. Darkness represents anything the devil represents. Darkness represents anything the devil represents. In fact, the nickname of the devil is darkness. You've been called out of darkness, out of the confusion that buffets this world, out of the iniquity, the transgression, the pernicious way of the world. You've been called out, and act like a man, like a woman that has been called out. Act like someone whose mind had been renewed. Act like somebody that has been called out of the world. Said, "Are they not all gods to whom the word of the Lord came?" He said, "But they shall die as mere men," because they don't know who they are. You've been called out. You are the consecrated of the Lord. Legally, but actively, you need to constantly, going forward, lay your life at the altar to show into his